Welcome to the following presentation of the Hall of Fame Network.
Hello, this is Roe Goldstein. I want you guys to introduce yourselves. You can go ahead, Lionel.
Hi, my name is Lionel Vital. I'm a longtime NFL executive now. I'm happy to be working with the youth, and I'm excited. And um, years and years of service with the NFL guys. Now I get to go to the grassroots. I'm all excited, and it's a great opportunity. I'm truly honored. This is something I've always wanted to give back, and I get a chance to do it now with the Hall of Fame. And so this is a great opportunity and a great platform.
Thank you, Lionel. And Mike, can you introduce yourself, please?
Great, yeah. Mike Weinstein. I've been the founder of Zybek Sports, and Zybek Sports has been rebranding the combine to become the standardized athlete test, or the SAT. And we've done over 250,000 athletes now, but we've also done all the other major events, all the way up to the NFL scouting combine. So if anybody's ever watched that with the 40-yard dash, I personally been the guy there timing that for the last 14 years at the NFL scouting combine. So really showing these athletes where they are right now, and someday if they make it to that end game, as Lionel did, they're going to be doing the exact same test. Then it's a really cool continuum for the athletes.
Nice to meet you, Lionel. Nice to meet you, Mike. I want to go ahead into our questions. When do I start camping my athlete? Go ahead, Lionel.
Well, the quicker the better. I mean, you want to get a head start. Uh, you don't want to start camping guys in high school. You start playing behind the eight ball if you wait that late. With the NIL and all the things that are available now for kids, just the sooner the better. I would say, shoot, fifth or sixth grade. It sounds like it's premature, but it's not. I've found that in the past, the kids that have more preparation with the testing have the better chance of getting to the next level fastest. So you never could be too ahead of time, if you will.
Thanks, Lionel. And Mike, when do I start camping my athlete?
Well, it's kind of whenever it's appropriate for the athlete. We've done, again, with being over 250,000 athletes, we have done tens of thousands of kindergartners through fourth graders. And I'll be the first to admit the numbers don't mean a whole lot at that age, but the kids have fun doing it, and they get a number and they know exactly where they are. And now we can show a third grade running back how he compares against all the other third grade running backs we've ever done. Then I'm going to show them what a fourth grade running back is, and then I'm going to show them what a high school running back is. So we're really showing the athletes where they are physically, every step of the way, and this engages the athletes in that end game. And such small, minor differences separate out who's an average athlete and who's a top 20% athlete. And really starting to work on those things and acknowledge, where you stack up and what you need to work on as an athlete at an earlier age, the better off you're going to be down the road.
Thank you. Mike, we're going to come right back to you. What if a parent has no clue?
Well, if a parent has no clue, all they need to do is really look at the end game. And if they even have a hope of having their athletes in playing college sports at some point, just to know that coaches, if they need skilled athletes, if they need great players, but they also need athletes. And that's all we're doing with the standardized athlete test or the combine testing, is assessing athleticism. And it doesn't cost a lot or take a lot of effort or something, but it is something for the athletes, for the parents to know exactly what they need to do for their athlete. And more importantly, when we deliver the reports to the athletes and the parents, we make this very, very simple. And we give the athlete one thing that they need to work on in every one of these drills to get to the next level. And even the parents will understand that. A lot of parents don't understand, playbooks and, different position groups and all that. We make this really simple for the parent to be able to help their athlete get to that next step.
Thank you, Mike. And Lionel, what if a parent has no clue?
I would say if a parent has no clue, you got to find the experts. A lot of parents try to take it on themselves. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to go out and just throw it out there, hodgepodge in it. But it's about finding the people that have done it their whole careers, finding professionals that is getting to the college coaches, getting to guys like Mike, people that you get your kids in front of, and then your kids gets to show that, hey, I'm a prospect. You got to get to the experts. What I'm trying to say.
Thank you. Uh, Lionel, we'll go back to you with this one. What's the normal audience for these type of camps?
Well, the audience, you have college coaches there. You can have a college coach available. You can have people that have access to college coaches available. It's all about getting to the next level, people, and that's college coaches. Okay, you want to get it to the college coaches, and from there, your kid has exposure. This is all about exposure. The quicker you get exposure, the faster your kid gets on the way. It's about exposure.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's about exposure, but it's really about credibility. College coaches have so many options to choose from the athletes. And what do the college coaches know? They know the NFL combine. And they dream about having one of their athletes make it big as Lionel did and make it to the NFL. And how do you do that? You go through the NFL combine. So what do they want? They want athletes coming into their program that have the potential of being NFL draft ready. How do they do that? Have the athletes take the exact same tests that the professionals are going to be doing. And so, with that, college coaches can teach skills to an athlete, but you can't teach someone to be an athlete. That's all we're doing with the standardized athlete test is showing who's an athlete and who's not. It's not everything, but it's a part of what is being used for these athletes to be getting that next level. And that's really the audience right there.
So, gentlemen, what's the next step after the fundamentals camp? Go ahead, Lionel.
After fundamentals camp, you get your information out to college coaches. A lot of this stuff's going to be recorded and taped, and you want to get it out. It's about getting your kid catalog, getting them the information, getting information on your kid, and then sending it out to different. It's just putting your stuff out there. But if you don't have something, some track record of what your kid can do, well, your kid won't get anywhere.
Very good. And Mike, what's the next steps after fundamentals camp?
Well, the next step after that is to really look at your numbers and see what you can do to help market yourself. And when we break the numbers down, we make it very, very easy to understand. And we show your rank as percentage. And let's just say you didn't have the best 40, but you got a great 10-yard split. And you say, look, I am an explosive athlete, and this is what I can do for your team. But also, more importantly, now that you know, let's just say you didn't have a great 40, but you had a good 10-yard split, you know what to work on. And if that's what you really need to promote yourself to get to that next level, you do the test again. This is just like you see on the back of my head, the standardized athlete test. It's just like the academic SAT. You only have to take it once, and if you don't do great, you're all washed up. No, you find out what you did not best on, you do it again, and you can super score these things, and you just do anything you can to help promote yourself to get to that end game. Colleges have a lot of choices when it comes to their athletes. And it's just, some coaches really pick up on this athleticism. Some don't, a lot do, but you don't know. And so you need credibility and you need to get that right now. And that's the next step for the athletes is to really use these numbers to promote yourself for that end game.
Thank you, Mike. And now the big question, guys. What type of camps will put me face to face with college recruiters? Lionel?
Well, it starts with this camp here, with guys like Mike. Mike has worked with the NFL for over 14 years with the combine. I mean, you're not going to get any higher. This is the guy himself. He's here with with all the information and all the instruments you're looking for to test the guys. It's right here. The same thing the NFL guys are going through. You get a chance to get it now at a young age. It couldn't be any better. We have the right people here to get you to the next level.
Very good, Lionel. Thank you. And Mike, I'm going to ask you, what type of camps will put me face to face with college recruiters?
Well, the important thing for the camps with the college recruiters is just make sure you're doing it with credibility. There's so many camps out there, and so many people have different ranking systems, and 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and all that. The one thing that's in common with all the camps we work with that Zybek Sports is working with is the SAT. And once you've got that credibility, even if you don't have one of the college coaches that you're very interested in with their programs at that event, guess what? You've done the exact same test that we're going to do for over 50,000 athletes in 2026. Things like the Navy National Combine. And the report that we're going to give you from this event is identical to what we do for all these other combines. So colleges know this and they know the format. And it's just like the academic SAT. You're not going to call up a big college admissions and say, yeah, I got an awesome score on the academic SAT and my dad graded it. That doesn't fly. The SAT grades your test. And furthermore, you're not going to call up a big college and say, yeah, I took a test pretty close to the SAT and that'll work, right? No. If you're going to do it right, do it the way the NFL does it, have the credibility and the confidence to go in front of these college programs, and not necessarily even the head coach of these big programs. You start with like the strength coach for these programs, and guess what? Strength coaches really know athleticism. That's their job, and their job is to get the best athletes for that position. And I think that's really important to know. And you don't have to be the best; you got to be good. And we're going to show every athlete what's the difference between the average athlete and the top 20% athlete, and that's really important. And I've been showing some people, like at the All-American Combine, the Navy National Combine, and the broad jump by position group, the difference in the average athlete, top 20%, is 7.5 inches. That's it. You want to be average or top 20%? You're a college coach. What do you want? You want a top 20%. And if you're not quite at that you only have to get a 1/4 inch better every month, and you're there. So don't think you're all washed up after you take this test and you're not ever going to play sports. You know where you're at right now, and you know where you need to get to be in that top 20%. And that's what's going to help sell you for these programs, in my opinion.
In closing, gentlemen, Lionel and Mike, Lionel, I want to ask you first, why should a kid and a parent come to this camp, and what would you say to them in short?
I think this camp serves as a gauge. If you've never done this, you don't know where you stand. This is your first official gauge to see exactly where your son stands. Now, after this camp, you know what to work on. You know what your strengths are, you know what your weaknesses are. This is the best gauge in the world. The quicker you could get the gauge, you know what you have to go for.
Thank you, Lionel. And Mike, what would you say to a parent and a kid if you can just talk to the kid up the street who's trying to get better, trying to get recognized? What would you tell them about coming to this camp?
The biggest thing is you're going to get your numbers and you're going to know where you stack up. And you're going to see another one of the things, but it's back here. It's on you. That's another thing we have a registered trademark. We're going to start every test with that phrase, it's on you. And then we're going to show where you stack up as an athlete and where you need to get to. And such minor differences will show who's average and who's top 20%. So that's your takeaway from this right here, is that you're going to know where you stack up and you're going to know where you need to get to. And again, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And so you've got something here and you can focus on that end game. And you might be in the top 20% right off the bat. Guess what? You can even better yet. We're going to show what you need to do, even if you are the top 20%, to get in that top 10%. And you got something.
Very good. Looking forward to working with the best in the country, the best camp in the country. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.